Hello everyone and welcome to today's event. My name is Rachel Klein and I will be your presenter here today. Today we're talking about advancing school grades. I do want to point out something real quick before we jump into the topic. So there's no specific document that was created for this event, but there is some information on our website if you are wanting if you're wanting a document, something written down. Some people love videos, some people like to read, so we'd like to try to give people two options. So I want to show you where you can find this. If you go to churchwindows.com, under customer support, go to our help files. We're really working to revamp our help. It's pretty fabulous these days. So under help files online, click on CW help online. And this is going to take you to our new help page. But up here at the top, if you hover over membership, go down to groups and classes and then click on advanced grades. This is specifically what I printed out for the outline for today. So if you want some information that you can print out, maybe you have a little binder where you keep helpful information in, you can definitely do that by clicking up here and hitting print, or you can hit the view PDF and then print it that way. But again, this is what I am using as a guide for today's topic. Today's topic is super simple. It's just a couple clicks. So we should wrap up a little bit early, I'm hopeful. But I will hang out to answer questions if anything does come up, okay? All right, so I want to point out specifically here in people what the school grade field looks like, because it can be a little confusing between advancing groups and classes and advancing school grade, okay? So if we open up people, and we look here over in our individual fields on the right here, you're specifically looking for this field that just says school grade. This is a field that Church Windows has put into your database for you. And if you hit the little down arrow here, you can see all the different grades available. If I hit the little pencil icon, this will allow me to edit or adjust the different school grades that have been created. So if you want to add some preschool classes in here, you could. Right now it's just going kindergarten through a high school graduate. But if you want to add some additional grades down here at the bottom, you can simply hit the code, the description, and then click the add button. And that will be another school grade available for you to track. Okay. But you are going to get, excuse me, kindergarten through high school graduate. Okay. So that is specific to the school grade field. If we're talking about groups and classes, that would be under this groups and classes tab. And then these would be like Sunday school groups, confirmation groups, maybe small groups, deacon lists, things like that. That would be considered a group or class, okay? So to get to this advanced grades feature, you're going to go up to special functions, and then you're going to click on advanced grade. This screen is very, very simple and straightforward. Main thing to keep in mind is that the order that you see the grades here is going to be the order that the school grades will advance. So it's going to take everyone in the current grade and just shift them up a grade, okay? But make sure you glance through this order and make sure everything is in the order that you wish, especially if you have some pre-K classes. Those would be listed down here at the beginning because that's the start of the school grades. And just verify that those are all shifting in the right order. If you find something is out of order, I simply highlight it, hit the down arrow to move it down, or the big chunky up arrow to shift it up higher in the list, okay? But with the grades this way, it's going to go kindergarten through all of the normal standard school grades, and then the last field right now is high school graduate. So everybody who is in grade 12 is going to shift to high school graduate, and then they're just going to stay in high school graduate. All right, so since this is the last field in the list, once they get into this field, there's nothing set up at this point for them to advance to, so they will remain in the high school graduate field indefinitely unless you change it, okay? You can also add a new grade here if you wish, okay? Once everything looks like it's in the right order, make sure you glance up here at your last date advanced and then your advanced by fields. I've talked to a few people. It happens maybe once or twice a year. I talk to somebody who advances this and someone else has already advanced it. So just make sure you're glancing at this last date to make sure that you aren't duplicating or someone hasn't already advanced everybody for you for the new year yet. And then you can also see who the advancing person was. So this is just sample data, so I don't have a username here available, but it would show you who did the advancement and the date, okay? Once all looks good, you're going to come up here and hit Advanced Grades. And it's going to say this will move students from the first advancing grade to the grade below it. This process will affect all grades not marked do not advance. The last grade in the list will not advance further. All right, let me point that out real quick for you too. This do not advance. If you have a school grade that for whatever reason you don't want to advance, simply check this box in here and then those people will remain in that group or class. Honestly, I'm not sure when you would really use this too terribly often, but it is available for you if you find you have someone that you don't want to advance, okay? Again, let's hit advanced grade. The last grade in the list will not advance any further, which we've discussed, and we're going to say okay. And it's going to take everybody and it's going to tell you school grades have been advanced. And that's it. I mean, it's very, very, very simple. One more thing I want to point out to you to keep in mind is anytime you make a mass change to your database. So this would be one of them. You're taking a large group of people and you're moving them. You want to make sure that you do a backup first. So anytime you make a big change to the database, anytime you do some big work or sometimes some what's the right word? A big job, maybe that's a better way to explain it. You want to make sure you make a backup, and you can do that very easily by going into administration and going into backup data. Get yourself a little flash drive, put your backup right onto the flash drive, and then you can make whatever changes, whatever mass changes you need to make in the database, knowing that you do have a backup. If something were to go awry, you would be able to get back to the data at the point before you start making the changes.